Take a look at this map. It shows Minnesota is an island when it comes to sports betting. It is legal in all the states surrounding us and dozens of others, as you can see there, across the country. But there's a new push to, once again, try to change that. The issue is a tricky one, with lots of history that needs to be weighed as lawmakers try to broker a deal. Ian Russell joins us now to break it all down for us. Hi, Ian.
Hey, Rena. Well, certainly a lot of things to consider and a lot of players in this. This bill is different than ones we've seen in the past, according to those who are directly involved with this bill. But there's still more some say needs to be done before they're happy with this.
It is frustrating, especially how long we've been working on it.
If there was ever a year to pass this, Republican State Senator Jeremy Miller says this is it.
Every day, every month, every year that goes by, Minnesota is missing out on this huge industry.
Miller finding himself once again in familiar territory, sponsoring another sports betting bill. This proposal includes licensing opportunities for all 11 tribal nations in Minnesota and a 15% tax rate, an increase from last year's bill, with money going to gambling addiction relief and youth sports. But even Miller admits nothing is perfect.
There's going to have to be some compromise. There's going to have to be some give and take. None of the stakeholders are going to get everything that they want.
Well, the first thing that stood out is the fact that racetracks would not get full licenses, right?
Jeff Madej with Canterbury Park in Shakopee knows this conversation well. He's been part of it for years. While there are points Madej says he can get behind, other parts he says feel like will leave them behind. While the tribal nations would get licenses if this passes, racetracks would not, and instead would have retail betting operated by those nations.
The tribal casinos have proven success in gaming as well. We've both been really good stewards of gaming for Minnesota, and that opportunity should be given to both of us.
And while Miller knows this isn't perfect, he says any step they can take is a step forward for Minnesota.
And I believe this proposal can bring together stakeholders, can bring together legislators on both sides of the aisle to ultimately pass sports betting this year.
I reached out to the Minnesota Indian Gaming Association. They say they have no comment right now. And since this is a GOP proposal, I also reached out to the Minnesota DFL and am waiting to hear back.
All right. Thank you, Ian.